Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zanele Kamate, and I'm the Managing Director of Mo Fitness 8. We're in the business of selling athleisure, sportswear, streetwear, as well as accessories. Just to give you a brief background, we launched the company last year in 2019 in October, so we're officially 1 year old. We went out into the market with a couple of looks, and these are the examples of the looks that we went out in. Obviously, what was more important to us was the quality of the product. As you can see here, the stitching, all very well intact. Branding, made sure that it doesn't peel, very, very comfortable. So we decided to go with different looks. This one is a more of a thicker version if you like a more thicker material on you. This one is more of a lighter material if you want things light. Very good for runners because when you're running you don't want anything weighing you down. So this is very, very light, very comfortable. What I like about our products most importantly is that not only do you wear it at the gym, but you can wear it at the mall, hanging out with friends, or even going to work, on casual day. This is just exactly what we are trying to provide as a brand, that it's not just something that you buy for gym only or for streetwear, but you can pretty much wear it anywhere. And then these are our bras, very, very comfortable, won't give you any marks or anything. Also comfortable here, stretches so it holds everything together. What I personally like about our leggings is, with us ladies, we're very, very insecure about our muffin tops. So this not only makes you look sexy, but it holds everything together. So it doesn't matter whether you're curvaceous or not, you'll still have that sexy shape while wearing our apparel. At the moment, we're based in Roodepoort in Constantia Cliff. Our potential consumers can reach us on the different social media pages. We are available on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, on Mo Fitness 8. Otherwise, you can give us a call on 072-936-7104 or email us at mofitness8@gmail.com. Wow, where do I see Mo Fitness 8 in the future? I have so many plans for my brand. Where I would like to cater not only to the females but the males of this world, including a plus size collection, a kids collection, sneakers, accessories. I basically want this brand to be a one-stop shop for streetwear as well as sportswear. The only thing I guess that's holding me back right now from stepping forward is being affected by COVID, and just hoping that this competition will assist me in getting some funding to move just one step forward into realizing my dream.
Hello everyone, my name is Nombine Dingela. I'm the founder and director of a catering business called Fabulously Twinning. Now Fabulously Twinning is currently located in the Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth. Now the products that I'll be showcasing today is my chicken and couscous meal as well as my fruit boat. Now what does my product do? Well, each and every time I cook, I try to incorporate some vegetables and some fruits for nutritional benefits. I'll show you what I mean. Over here is the couscous and chicken. Lots of vegetables and healthy. And the second product is the fruit boat. Now you can get in touch with us to purchase our products through our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook, under @CookingWithNombine. Our contact details are included there. Or you can send us an email, nombinedingela@gmail.com. Now, where would I like to see the brand in the future? I would like to see our products being sold in one of the big food enterprises nationally. Also, I would like to own a few restaurants, high-class restaurants, where I can serve some gourmet meals. High quality, affordable, healthy, gourmet meals. Thank you.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nati Pasia, and today I'm with Nagisa Pasia and Dalito Mukumbe. We're here to present our company, which is called Pamuga. Pamuga is a company that we started whilst we were in varsity as students. It is a company that used to do mobile laundry services. At a later stage, we decided that we wanted to reinvent our company to add more services and products. Pamuga now is looking at a hygiene services sector, chemical productions, and industrial cleaning. Pamuga used to generate a revenue of about 24,000 Rand per annum whilst we were still in varsity, and now we're looking at a revenue of over 2.4 million per annum. I'll now hand over to my partner Dalito, who will tell you more about our products and our services.
Pamuga consists of two facets: service offering, which is on industrial cleaning, and the production of chemicals. Both these two levels are interlinked with one another. Our company aims at offering our clients bespoke, tailored products and services specifically aimed at addressing our clients' challenges which they may face. There are three levels Pamuga focuses on. The first level is consumer care, where we have a wide range of different products, such as your bleach, your germatol, and this helps in creating environmentally clean and safe working environments for all different employees. Then we go to industrial chemicals. We produce chemicals such as your dust suppressant. This helps meet compliance, environmental, and health standards. Then our third level is water treatment. With the water treatment, we provide chemicals such as your caustic soda, and this helps create safe, drinkable water and also helps with water shortage. Our clients can buy our products online, but from January 2021, our clients will be able to purchase our products and services through our warehouses both in the Eastern Cape and Johannesburg.
Our vision for Pamuga in the near future and beyond is to become the first youth and black-owned fluorochemical beneficiation company, and to be involved in the wash plant space, in the washing of minerals such as your gold, platinum, iron ore, chrome, and many more.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to listen to us. We hope to hear from you soon.
Good day. We are Executive Creators. Executive Creators is a 360 marketing agency. We are based on the leafy suburbs in Hillcrest. However, we service the rest of the country.
Our vision is to be Africa's leading agency in brand storytelling. We are passionate about Africa and telling stories from an African perspective. We understand your audience because we are your audience.
Our team specializes in multimedia design, that is graphic design, web design, app development, and UX design. We take your brand from inception to implementation. We, through harvesting and nurturing, provide quality approved ideas for solution-hungry brands, leaving us a cut above the rest. Our philosophy is to help our customers develop world-class business values that will ensure growth and longevity in the marketing industry. We aim to help businesses generate a profit, not at the expense of low-income consumers. Our products are design, web design, marketing and marketing strategies. We also do content creation, videos, and photography. Through our content, we produce story experiences. We engage with the consumer in an authentic way and create an intimate relationship between the brand and the client.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zanele Kamate, and I'm the Managing Director of Mo Fitness 8. We're in the business of selling athleisure, sportswear, streetwear, as well as accessories. Just to give you a brief background, we launched the company last year in 2019 in October, so we're officially 1 year old. We went out into the market with a couple of looks, and these are the examples of the looks that we went out in. Obviously, what was more important to us was the quality of the product. As you can see here, the stitching, all very well intact. Branding, made sure that it doesn't peel, very, very comfortable. So we decided to go with different looks. This one is a more of a thicker version if you like a more thicker material on you. This one is more of a lighter material if you want things light. Very good for runners because when you're running you don't want anything weighing you down. So this is very, very light, very comfortable. What I like about our products most importantly is that not only do you wear it at the gym, but you can wear it at the mall, hanging out with friends, or even going to work, on casual day. This is just exactly what we are trying to provide as a brand, that it's not just something that you buy for gym only or for streetwear, but you can pretty much wear it anywhere. And then these are our bras, very, very comfortable, won't give you any marks or anything. Also comfortable here, stretches, so it holds everything together. What I personally like about our leggings is, with us ladies, we're very, very insecure about our muffin tops. So this not only makes you look sexy, but it holds everything together. So it doesn't matter whether you're curvaceous or not, you'll still have that sexy shape while wearing our apparel. At the moment, we're based in Roodepoort in Constantia Cliff. Our potential consumers can reach us on the different social media pages. We are available on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, on MoFitness8. Otherwise, you can give us a call on 072-936-7104 or email us at mofitness8@gmail.com. Wow, where do I see MoFitness8 in the future? I have so many plans for my brand. Where I would like to cater not only to the females but the males of this world, including a plus size collection, a kids collection, sneakers, accessories. I basically want this brand to be a one-stop shop for streetwear as well as sportswear. The only thing I guess that's holding me back right now from stepping forward is being affected by COVID, and just hoping that this competition will assist me in getting some funding to move just one step forward into realizing my dream.
Hello everyone, my name is Nombinetting. I'm the founder and director of a catering business called Fabulously Twinning. Now Fabulously Twinning is currently located in the Eastern Cape, Port Elizabeth. Now the products that I'll be showcasing today is my chicken and couscous meal as well as my fruit boat. Now what does my product do? Well, each and every time I cook, I try to incorporate some vegetables and some fruits for nutritional benefits. I'll show you what I mean. Over here is the couscous and chicken. Lots of vegetables and healthy. And the second product is the fruit boat. Now you can get in touch with us to purchase our products through our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook, under @CookingWithNombine. Our contact details are included there. Or you can send us an email, nombinettingela@gmail.com. Now, where would I like to see the brand in the future? I would like to see our products being sold in one of the big food enterprises nationally. Also, I would like to own a few restaurants, high-class restaurants, where I can serve some gourmet meals. High quality, affordable, healthy, gourmet meals. Thank you.
It's the tough love nurturing that I believe every entrepreneur should consider being under PU, because it gives that type of sense of direction. You got people who are cheering for you. Just go out in the market and believe in yourself. So I genuinely love PU for that, and I would encourage every person that has a burning desire within themselves to change the world. Start very early, fail very early, be fearless, get a mentor, read a lot of books, but most importantly, go to Black America.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Zanele
Good morning, ladies
Kamate,
and
and I'm
gentlemen. Sorry about that. Good morning once again, and welcome to day 2 of the Global Entrepreneurship Week virtual event brought to you by Black Umbrellas. We have a very informative day ahead of us today, and we look forward to all the presentations that we're going to be getting today. One from our partner, Telcom, and we've got another masterclass with Catapult SA, and we've got another masterclass with Google, where we will be crossing over, and I will inform you as the time comes so that we can all cross over to Google at 10 o'clock. But firstly, just a reminder that if you do have any questions, please click on the Q&A at the bottom of your screen, and you can send us your questions. If you have any comments, you can put them on the chat, and we will definitely get back to you with the responses. Right now, I would like to hand over to Zanele Gallica, who is a general manager at Black Umbrellas, who's going to give us a recap of what we experienced yesterday.
Good morning, everybody. As Pumuta said, I'm Zanele Gallica. I am the GM of Business Development and Client Support at Black Umbrellas. I think we got off to a rocky start yesterday, but I'm so glad to see everybody stayed on to enjoy what the program offered, and we're hoping to have a much smoother day, obviously, today. I think I can't start a recap without firstly congratulating the top 10 that were selected yesterday. I believe that our entrepreneurs have been working hard on their pitches. I believe they'll be polishing today so that we can all be able to experience it together, the top 5 tomorrow. And I think it's also important to remind everybody why they're pitching and what's up for grabs. First of all, this event is in partnership with Google. And so there are Google ads to be won by the entire top 10. So already everybody is a winner. And we look forward to see how that amplifies your business. And most importantly, cash prizes for the top 3. And I think that's also going to be able to elevate. So we look forward to seeing what our top 3 is going to be doing with their cash that they win from the competition. So good luck to the top 5 that's selected. I believe they will be announced following my welcome today. We also had a poll yesterday, and that was just looking at what everybody felt a business needs to succeed. And 83% had said you need all of the above, which was a great product, a compliant business, marketing and branding. And I think I couldn't have agreed more. I was quite impressed to see that we're all in agreement. I don't think you can become great with just one of the 3. And I think that's a minimum. There's still many that could be added to that list. I think the most important part of yesterday was also the panel discussion, talking about the future of supply chain. And we had a nice mix. So we had one of our own talking about our sustainability program. We had the Innovation Hub, obviously always bringing in the innovative element to entrepreneurship. And then we had an entrepreneurial perspective from Pamuga also join us yesterday. So it created a nice balanced panel from different perspectives, valuable perspectives. And I think that's what made for a meaningful conversation. So that was a great one. And I hope that you guys all got to share in the what was shared and took away some nuggets and learnings for your business personally. I also want to take the opportunity to look back on some of the milestones as Black Umbrellas we've had this year already. So I think you would have seen in Kolile's presentation yesterday that we have a virtual incubator now. We launched the applications and selections part of this on the 25th of August. So that was something great for us to look forward to. And this was really for the entrepreneurs to have a much simpler, a much easier way of applying onto our program. And it literally is 3 steps from an entrepreneur's perspective. You sign up and apply, complete an application. You do a prospect screener, which is about a 30-minute activity. And then you go to an interview with our coaches, which is another 30-minute discussion. And you're in. So I think we've seen the influx of applications come through, which tells us that the process is working. And we really hope that it remains easy to use, easy to move through at your pace, at the pace that you wanted to go through it. I think another milestone was then on the 4th of November, we launched the next phase. It used to be called pre-incubation. Now it's our foundation phase. It's still 3 months. It's just on the digital platform, which means that you're not confined to set times and dates for your learning. You as an entrepreneur are really in control of your learning process. You can do it after hours, you can do it in the early hours of the morning, but it's all on a virtual platform. And so you'll still continue to build your business plan. You will still continue to do the business model canvas. There are training interventions, a little bit of coaching, and then you will pitch to our virtual panel at the end of that. So the process is still the same. It's just digitized now. And then this week, what we're looking forward to is launching our readiness phase, which is a 9-month program, which I think the name speaks to what exactly it is helping you become compliant, helping you become market and finance ready. And so we continue with training interventions there. Coaching is a key factor when you're on readiness. Mentoring is another key factor when you're on readiness. And as I mentioned, compliance. I mean, the poll said it all. Without a compliant business, you really are unable to push it forward and to succeed. And that's what we're really looking forward to. What we hope to also launch, which is coming soon, which means next year possibly, is then our accelerator program, which is where our networking opportunities take place, our advanced learning takes place. And you can start as an entrepreneur to access markets and finance, but you would have already had to prove that you are a compliant business at the readiness phase. So those are I just thought I'd take the opportunity to also just look at what we've had as key milestones as BU for this year, and hopefully you see it as a benefit as an entrepreneur, but also looking forward to what there is, and looking at yesterday, and just the wonderful nuggets that we're able to share with everybody. And I hope today is even more fruitful. So that really just brings me to the end of my part of today. I'm going to hand back to Phumuzo, to link you guys into the top 5 announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Zanele, for the recap. We really enjoyed yesterday's session, although we did have the hiccups, but hey, the information that we gathered from yesterday's session was amazing. Now we're going to go back to the competition and find out who our top 5 candidates are. I would like to present Mr. Ezad Fakir, who is the regional manager of Black Umbrellas Cape Town. Over to you, Ezad.
Good morning, Pamatso. Good morning, everyone. Trust that you all are well. Very cold in Cape Town this morning. So thank you for joining us today. I'll be announcing the top 5, which has pitched. We had 10 businesses pitched yesterday afternoon, and out of the 10, we managed somehow to get to the top 5. It was quite a difficult decision, but well, like with everything, we had certain protocol in place, and we had to obviously judge the various participants on various line items. So I'll just give you a background a little bit on the type of line items that we were adjudicating the top 10 competitors or businesses in the competition. Number one, we evaluated them on their value proposition, which was what makes your product or service unique. The second line item that we looked at was innovation and creativity. How would you introduce new methods and ideas competitively, new ways of improving your business? Then we looked at the third one, which was sustainability, which is what are the distinct factors that you do to promote scalability and sustainability for your business. And then a very important one that we're all always interested around is obviously the employment plans. What is the employment plans for the actual business, and what is the possibilities of that business actually being able to employ a number of people? Then we also looked on the scale and said, how are these businesses or business owners rather, where they at this moment in time in terms of industry knowledge? Do they have the necessary, do they demonstrate what's happening in the industry? What are the trends? And then also just a general knowledge of their competitors in the industry. What are they doing? How are they setting themselves ahead of their competitors? Then we also looked at the efficiency and feasibility of the businesses, how practical is the proposed solution. And then the last point was 7 points that we looked at, was things around communication and presentation. How did the entrepreneur present their business? How did they feel? How did they communicate with and talk to the adjudicators? Were they able to answer adjudicators on the questions asked? So those were the points that we utilized to basically give us a good idea of what we judged the top 10 businesses on. And without further ado, I'm going to be sharing my screen right now to announce the top 5. Okay. My apologies, this morning just seems to, here we go. So the businesses that are in the top 5 without, in no specific order, is the first business is Mo Fitness 8. So well done to Mo Fitness 8. The business owner is in selling of sportswear and streetwear and accessories. This is apparel that she has designed, and then she also retails. The uniqueness around the business is obviously that the apparel can be used for gym and for fitness, as well as everyday styling. So well done to Zanele from Mo Fitness 8 for moving on to the next round, the top 5. The second business that made it to the top 5 is BTC Campus. BTC Campus is a MICT accredited computer training college. They've been around since 2012. They have about 4 campuses in the KZN area as well. They've done recently quite well. They've also started offering 4IR skills through their various training campuses. They are also accredited with Microsoft through having a Cityport license, where you are able then to write your Microsoft exams through their centers. So well done to BTC Campus. The third business that has made it to the top 5 is VUTOMI General Services. VUTOMI General Supply, they're a company that is focused on breeding and rearing of pigs for public consumption. The uniqueness around the business is obviously they're a registered entity as such, and they are able to breed pigs, etc. as a farm. And then, but the uniqueness around it is obviously their online purchase and delivery service, whereby you could place your order online, choose specific cuts of meat, and it will be delivered to your door. This is done through an online system that VUTOMI is busy currently putting together. The fourth business that has made it to the 5th round is SHEZOKHUZO Investments. SHEZOKHUZO Investments is trading as James Ilenga Mountain Lodge, which is established in the Battlefield area near small town Eightval. It is quite a rural area, and the business owner has done a number of things to uplift the area itself. He's got a fantastic little accommodation area that can probably house about 40 guests. It's got a restaurant, a bar. It also has facilities for video, for conferencing, for weddings, for special events. The uniqueness around this business as well is the business owner gets the community very much involved in having to purchase local. So you would assist people locally to grow their own vegetables and fruits, etc., which will then be supplied also to the lodge. So very much involved person in the community and the upliftment of the area. The last but not least, the last person that has made it to the 5th round is 4IR Africa. 4IR Africa is selling a unique product itself. It is a durable concrete binder that is made from waste products, specifically fly ash, which you get from coal power stations. Currently, you will have power stations from like your ESCOMs, and this is normally a waste product that they would have. And they have tons and tons of this waste product that is not able, that they don't know what to do with. And the young gentleman, he's obviously came up with an idea of using this waste product to assist with a durable concrete binder. This is obviously packaged in 50 kilogram packages and then distributed to different companies that wants to make the concrete mixture much stronger. So well done to the top 5. That's my presentation in terms of the top 5. Well done to them once again. What I would urge the top 5 is to join us this a little bit later for Manda Milubu's session on how to pitch your business. Manda is from Catapult Advisory SA. Yeah, so once again, well done. And there's lots of prizes to be won, cash prizes, as well as the Google Ads, as Zanele has mentioned a little bit earlier. And that's it from my side. Thank you very much, Pomatso.
Thank you very much, Ezad, and congratulations to our top 5 candidates. We are looking forward to hearing from you guys tomorrow. We will definitely, wish you all the best so in the competition. So our Google Masterclass is starting exactly at 10 o'clock. You will see on the chat, we have put there the link that you have to click on in order to get into the masterclass. All you have to do is once you've clicked on it, you scroll down on that on the pop-up, and you will see today's topic is how to get more customers with Google Ads. You click on live and you register. For those that were not here yesterday, you will be able to register. It works best if you have a Gmail account. You use your Gmail account in order to register, and then you will be able to attend the webinar. If you missed any part of the webinar, if you scroll down to the bottom, you will see a small video screen with Watch on Demand, where you will also be able to catch up on today's masterclass. So we are going to cross over to Google, and we will return to the Zoom platform for the rest of the program once the Google Masterclass is completed. Please make sure that you don't close off your Zoom, because it works concurrently and there won't be any sound coming from your Zoom, as we will all be crossing over to the Google Masterclass. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you in a few. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, just to remind you that the reason we are early today is that we want to make sure that everybody has time to log into the Google Masterclass so that you don't have any problems. If you do have any problems, please let us know. We will definitely assist you in logging on. And we just want to make sure that you get the full benefits of the masterclass. We will be playing some promo videos while we wait for the masterclass to start at exactly 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. Wow, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from that very informative Google Masterclass on how to create your own business profile and a free website on Google Business. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will be making use of it for your own businesses, as I believe that as we are now in the virtual world where everything is more about searching online and doing everything online, you'll be able to access everything that you want there, and your businesses will be identified there as well. We will be conducting a poll, actually 2 polls today. The first question is, which GEW theme have we selected for these events? Ecosystems, education, inclusion, or policy? And secondly, how did you find the transition to the Google link? Was it easy for you? Was it difficult? Or could you not log in? We want to hear from you, and we will look back at these polls to see where everybody sits. And it's important information for us, as we will get to know exactly what your feedback is. Please remember, all questions that you would like to ask us, you are able to do so on the Q&A section, and you are also able to send us comments on chat, comments about the event, comments about anything that you would like us to know. I have seen a couple of comments coming up with SMEs also advertising their businesses on that section. So please feel free to make use of those platforms for you, as these are for your use as our entrepreneurs. So while we are waiting for the result of the poll, I'm going to start introducing you to our next speaker. We will be hearing from our partner, which is Telkom. And we are going to get to know more information about the Telkom Future Makers program. Just to read briefly about our presenter, Urratile Itumeleng is the ICT sector specialist for Telkom Future Makers, the enterprise and supplier development program of Telkom. She goes by the name Ray and has been instrumental in various initiatives in the Telkom supply chain support, sales, and distribution channel, as well as innovation efforts for the group. Ray is currently completing her postgraduate studies in digital business management with Wits Business School, and she will be taking us through the Telkom Future Makers program. So while we still wait for our poll results, we are going to hand over to Ray, who's going to take us through the Telkom Future Makers program. Over to you, Ray.
Hi, thanks so much for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I'll be going through the Telkom Future Makers program, which is the Enterprise and Supply Development Initiative of Telkom. So what Future Makers is, like I said, it's focused on ICT businesses in the Telkom supply chain. And as the Telkom mission statement goes, we are committed to seamlessly connecting customers to a better life. So how our program works, there are various pillars, 5 in particular. Number 1 is we work with the incubation of entrepreneurs that are focused in specific emerging technologies, such as artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, data analytics, cloud, and IoT. We also have a venture capital fund, which looks at businesses in their various growth stages, seed stage, growth stage, and we do investing. We also do seed investing through a program called I'm In, and I'll be giving more details on how you access that. We also focus on commercialization initiatives, whereby we after incubation, we help customers, we help entrepreneurs with go-to-market strategies that fit into Telkom's bigger growth initiatives. We have diverse value chain programs whereby we provide access to market for SMMEs in our value chain. So at the bottom there, you'll see a reel of all our subsidiaries and business units, namely BCX, OpenServe, Telkom Consumer, Gyro, and YEP. So with BCX, we have a subcontracting program where we have a listed database of entrepreneurs who would subcontract with BCX. We have OpenServe, where we've had a flagship program called IFT, where we've had people who do network maintenance, they do fiber installation and so forth. Our Telkom Consumer program is focused on sales and distribution and the diversification of that distribution channel. Our Gyro Group initiatives are more in the property, tower and mast business. And then our YEP platform is specifically for entrepreneurs. There is a dedicated portal for SMMEs to go to market that you can easily access, sign up, find customers, and use it to grow your business. And so with all these efforts, and despite the complexity of our business, we see that ultimately working with entrepreneurs, it really helps us increase the quality of innovation in the group as well as for the market. It helps us co-ideate with entrepreneurs and increase our speed to market. We also are very obviously dedicated to achieving our enterprise and supply development initiatives and targets, and as well as, most importantly, building resilient and sustainable small businesses. So our ultimate goal is really to leave no man behind while we help to develop sustainable livelihoods by growing the number of thriving SMMEs in the ICT sector. And our commitment as Telkom is that while we grow the tech sector, we have to help SMMEs thrive in the digital economy. And I've quoted the words of our group CEO, Mr. Sipho Maseko, in saying, the digital economy requires us to challenge our preconceived beliefs and the way we've done things for generations. But the potential payoff of an economy that is more inclusive, that lifts people out of poverty, and that connects communities and builds a stronger society is well worth the challenge. And so as a group, we are fully committed to the full development of entrepreneurs. There's an example of some of the entrepreneurs that have been through our programs that we've supported. You may know a few or not. Sweep South was one that we invested in at seed stage. Let me just find, okay. We invested in Sweep South right at inception, and now it's doing quite well. It's an on-demand cleaning service provider. We have 3Dmo, which is in the health tech space, and they do engineering of prosthetic devices to improve an athlete's performance. We supported Zulzi at inception, which is an on-demand grocery delivery service. You may perhaps have been serviced by one of our entrepreneurs if you would have had your fiber installed or your ADSL maintained, or you may perhaps have bought a SIM card or airtime from one of our suppliers that are supported through the consumer channel, or you may have interacted with MediWell, which was also a beneficiary of our program. And the impact really that we've had, we've created several direct jobs, indirect jobs. Our venture capital fund since 2015 has invested about 250 million in the bolstering of various SMMEs, and overall we've supported over 2,000 SMMEs. I'd like to then focus on our Township Innovation Incubator, which is currently open for applications. And if you do meet the qualifying criteria, I would encourage SMMEs, entrepreneurs to sign up. I was watching in the introduction that many of you are doing a lot of good work in the social entrepreneurship space. And so I would encourage that you have a look at that. So this is under our township economy pillar, where we are focused on driving tech social entrepreneurship in townships. The key goal is really to strengthen the economic and institutional linkages between the township economy and urban formal economy. We know that South Africa is a very dynamic market in that the township is a very spatially excluded space, and economic activity is limited, but we know that innovation is not lacking in the townships. And so we have this initiative. We aim to improve the investment climate conditions, including access to credit and so forth. And we really want to elevate the human capital and infrastructure base of the township economy. And so we have pointed our agents of change as the township social entrepreneurs. Like I said, many of you on the platform are. And so we want to, we will be providing business and innovation training, digital skills, a panel of developers for prototyping, access to credit and finance, as well as market access through the Yellow Pages platform, which I mentioned. Our change areas include wanting to improve access to basic services and infrastructure. So our focus areas would include, we're looking for people who will really drive change using technology in problems such as water, sanitation, electricity, education, public health care, and public transport. And through this whole program, which will be a 18-month program, we will be doing further research on the township economy and driving more innovation through a dedicated effort in the township. And so just how our program works, we've partnered with various service providers. We will be selecting 15 social technology entrepreneurs that will be part of the incubator. And we'll have innovation sprints by one of the world leading incubation partners called Board of Innovation. They do incredible work globally. They've worked with the likes of Amazon and Google, and they'll be our partner for ideation, validation, and commercialization. We'll also, the leverage of our group status, we'll be using BCX software developers. We found that SMMEs in the tech space often struggle with development costs, and so BCX is our official partner for helping to build those strong systems and apps. And we'll also be bolstering in digital skills training through another beneficiary of our program called Net Campus. And we think that it's very important to obviously, as was quoted in the quote from Sipho Maseko, that we need to really keep up with the changing digital economy. And so we want our entrepreneurs to also have this skill. And so the digital skills program will be quite instrumental in delivering our outcomes. And our key partner as well will be the Black Umbrellas platform. And they are just well known in the market for years. They've been working on developing SMMEs. And so they are a key partner for growth, monitoring and evaluation. And the hub in Soweto will be the point of access where these entrepreneurs can go and access the benefit of the partnership with Black Umbrellas. So in conclusion, really, I just wanted to cover that. And as explained, our various program partners, we have the idea for funding. If you require the contact details, I have attached the various contact details for where you can find more information. And our township program will be launching in January 2021. Please excuse the typo. It will be launching in January 2021. And we'll also be looking at various corporate innovation initiatives. And we really believe in the power of entrepreneurship. We believe in the power of strong ideas from people from diverse backgrounds, because that really is what drives change. And for more information, you're able to contact me. I've attached my email address. And we're really looking forward to the partnership with the Black Umbrellas and seeing this through and seeing as many of you participate. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ray. That was a very wonderful presentation. I see there's a comment here in the question and answer section that says, I'm in the strategic township development space and I'm looking to meet or get information on the township innovation incubator program, please. That's Wendy Lambert from the Palladium Group, and she has also put her email address there, so you can be able to contact her through her email. Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any more questions and answers, please type your questions and we will definitely go through them as Ray has come to the end of her presentation. So if you would like to know more, please make sure that you give us all the questions that you would like to have answered. According to my technical team, we did not get enough answers with regards to the poll, so we're going to go through the poll once again so that we can get all the answers that we need. So I would like to ask you to go through the poll. Once again, the first question is, which GEW 2020 theme have we selected for these events? And the second question is, how did you find the transition to the Google link? And whilst we are waiting for the poll result, Ray, there is a question about, can we get a copy of the presentation? The second question is, how far do you go to assist regarding creation of apps?
Okay, thanks for that. I will I will share the presentation, gladly so. And in terms of the creation of apps, first of all, we do run it in cohorts. I'll also share on the presentation, I'll have the copy of the I'm in Accelerator. So I'm inward look at your business from a seed stage. And when the cohort, we take at a cohort basis, and we help you in terms of refining the idea and working on the business case until a stage where it is investment ready. So once that is done, the investment opportunities do exist, starting at 250,000 Rand for the development of the app, once it has been through the program. So as the business grows, you get access to more funding through the IDF Capital, that is our VC partner. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much, Ray. Another question that has come up is, will the Telkom Future Makers program be available to other townships too, other than just Soweto?
Thanks, very important question. So because we have, in the past, we have done incubation programs. Previously it was three provinces, Gauteng, Western Cape, and Eastern Cape. We had various learnings and we realized a lot of limitations in the entrepreneurial ESD ecosystem. And so through those learnings, we are piloting a new idea with all these other support structures that I mentioned. So for Soweto at the moment, it is a pilot run, but once that has been concluded, we will be launching nationally. So in a space of about 18 months, we should be able to go at a national scale and include all areas.
Thank you for that. And then another question says, would the program work for the healthcare center? For the healthcare sector, I mean.
Absolutely. Through our partner BCX, one of our subsidiaries rather, they have a very dedicated healthcare vertical. So innovations that do come through, if you're in a very advanced stage, we do explore opportunities to link you to BCX to execute. So health is definitely a sector that we are focused on.
Thank you very much. I'm not seeing any further questions at the moment. While we are still waiting for the poll results, just to recap on what we heard from Google, they were discussing how we are able to get a business profile on Google, meaning that you will be able to register for free and get a verified business profile on Google, and how to optimize it for the best results, and how to build free websites on Google. This means that you as an entrepreneur will be able to see how many views you've got on the website, how many people have you been able to access that website and get more information. Ray, there's another question here for you, which says, can we book a meeting with you? Because there is a proposal that Des would like to pitch with you.
Yes, I'm happy. I have shared my email. I can share it again on the chat. I'm happy to review.
All right, thank you very much. So Des, Ray will share her details on the chat, and you will be able to see how to get in touch with her. Another question for you, Ray, is Telkom only focusing on tech for now, and would it merge to other sectors such as tourism?
Very good question. No, we are focused exclusively on tech. The reason that is because the ESD program is mandated on the BEE codes. So under the BEE codes, we have various charters for industries, and with Telkom falling in the ICT sector, we are legislated to the ICT Charter. The ICT Charter expects us to develop ICT businesses. And so we are strictly looking at that. The only area next to that would be tech-enabled businesses. So if your business is technology-based, but it enables a different sector, we do look at that, but on a small basis. But on the major scale, it is tech businesses by legislation.
All right, and does that mean that manufacturing and engineering businesses are also accommodated?
Manufacturing of tech products, yes.
Thank you so much for the questions, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for giving us time to answer them, Ray. I see there's another question. I would also like to get more information of the Township Incubator. We work very close to townships with our insurance product. That's Vincent Ngozi, and I think he would also like to get your details. There's an anonymous attendee who says, do you have any focus on drones and its softwares and other drones verticals?
Currently, no, we don't at the moment. But if that drone technology is solving for a greater good, solving for a bigger social challenge, if there's a strong business case in the use case for the drone technology, then we are absolutely happy to look at that. We really love and are focused on emerging technologies, very future forward technologies and how they're used. So the use case must be strong, and both for yourself as an entrepreneur and the business case to say, okay, if Telkom supports this, what do the future prospects look like from a mutually beneficial point of view? Then yeah, we're happy to explore.
All right, I really hope that all the responses that Ray has been given us have answered all the questions that all our SMEs have asked. Thank you so much, everyone, for being so participant in the whole program and making sure that there is feedback from both sides. Ray, we really appreciate you and the time that you have given us to come and present Telkom Future Makers program. And we really appreciate the engagement with our attendees, making sure that all the questions are answered accordingly. Thank you very much, and we hope that you will have a lovely day further. Ladies and gentlemen, we are still early in our program. Our time is still looking great at the moment, but we will move on to our next speaker for the day, which is going to be Manda Mirubi from Catapult Advisory SA. And just to go through his bio, Manda Mirubi is the founder and director of Catapult Advisory SA, a management consulting company that provides targeted performance-driven solutions for enterprise development firms and their beneficiaries through training and mentorship. He is passionate about being a catalyst for business growth and sustainability with corporate and business exposure across the service industry, manufacturing, education, and finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Manda Mirubi, who will be taking us through pitching, context, and canvas. And just to quickly go through the poll results, the first question, which theme have we selected for these events? Ecosystem received 55%, education was 33%, inclusion was 6%, and policy was 6%. How did you find the transition to the Google link? 58% of you said it was easy, while 12% said it was difficult, and 30% said they could not log in. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your for submitting your polls, and we really appreciate your feedback. So I will hand over now to Manda Mirubi to take us through pitching for SMEs.
Okay, good morning, everybody. As per introduction, my name is Manda. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with numerous entrepreneurs through different programs. And as an entrepreneur myself, I'm very well aware that pitching and presentations are things that you cannot run away from. Whether you're pitching to a customer to try and sell your solution, or you're pitching to a stakeholder to get buy-in or capital, you still need to be able to communicate what you're selling and how you're going about growing or scaling your business. Over the duration of this presentation, I'll touch on information as well as how to communicate that information. So to attack this particular subject matter, we're going to approach it in 4 key areas. The first is we'll touch on the business overview, specifically looking at the market, what's currently happening, and whether or not our solutions are still relevant to our clients, our customers, etc. We will then move on to planning, where we look at the audience that we're pitching to. So depending on who we're pitching our respective solutions to, we will customize and tailor our respective pitches to then be able to speak to what their expectations are, as well as to achieve our respective objectives. We will then move to the actual pitching, and here we'll use the pitching canvas to help structure information in a manner that allows us to communicate our business and our solution within a 3-minute window. We will then close off, and here we will speak about ensuring that you finish strong. I think one of the key things that we'll also touch on is some of the common challenges that entrepreneurs have when they get to question and answer sessions after pitches, as well as amplifiers or tools that you can use to just beef up your respective pitch. So starting off with a business overview, especially in the climate in which we are operating at the moment, there is a level of uncertainty. And because of that uncertainty, it's always important to ensure that you're up to date with what's currently happening, to ensure that A, our solutions are still relevant to our market, and B, our market is still addressing their respective problem the same way we were addressing before COVID or any other trend or behavioral change. At each stage of your development or your business growth, there are going to be key areas that you want to address and pitch. Now, in some cases, you may be pitching your presentation, your business, your solution to a stakeholder who's able to address all the gaps within your business. Your gaps could be knowledge, it could be education, it could be systems and processes. And of course, our favorite is usually financing. So that could be split in between equity financing or raising debt. At the introduction phase, early startup phase of your business, the key priority is income. The reality is, not a lot of us are generating a lot of income at that stage. However, we still need to drive business development. We're acquiring customers, we're having meetings. If you're in the product space, what it means is you have to purchase your raw materials up front, manufacture your product, move it through logistics, and then at some point sell it. And then hopefully if the payment terms are worthwhile or attractive, you get your cash back. That cash is never direct back to the shareholder. You reinvest that back into the business and you use it to grow your respective business. If you're in the service industry, in the early stages, some of the common challenges are that you cannot employ full-time resources. So if we take, for example, the built environment, if you're a consultant engineer and you need someone who does environmental impact assessments, and you cannot afford to employ them full-time, the sort of employment structure that you're using is contracted. That's all fair and well, but what that ultimately means is you still need to have cash flow to be able to complete the project, to be able to invoice, and then subsequently continue on to the next project. Once you move into the growth phase of your business, a lot of entrepreneurs get very comfortable at this space because now there's revenue coming in. But the reality is, in as much as there's profit, that profit is also going back and being reinvested in the business. It could be in the form of promotion, so marketing, advertising, and driving those activities, or you're looking to use the resources to capacitate the business, so employ full-time resources. In the early stages of your business, you are the shareholder, the director, the manager, as well as the person who's probably implementing the respective tasks or the scope of work. But as you gradually grow the business, you want to be able to delegate tasks so that you can focus on business development, increasing your market share within the market, as well as ensuring that you're still delivering quality to your customers and therefore retaining those respective customers. Once you reach maturity level, at this particular stage, the business has a net asset value. So it's characterized by consistent clients that you're engaging with. You've got profits, you've got assets, perhaps you've borrowed a bit of debt to be able to balance out some of your commitments. But in essence, if you're looking to scale even further, so if we take, for example, you started off as a local business. The local business then became a regional business operating within the province. From the province, your goal was to scale and have a national footprint. Now, to go from national footprint to international, and I'll just say Africa for argument's sake, you will need expertise, you will need capital, you will need networks, and sometimes at this particular juncture, entrepreneurs are pitching to get equity investors into their business in order to drive that scale even more aggressively. With changing times, such as COVID, it has created a necessity to innovate within our respective industries, simply because the solutions that were there before are not necessarily addressing problems exactly the same way. And so when you're pitching for innovation, it could be capital to develop an innovation, it could be an app or tech, and you might not have the necessary resources or coders or the technical skill to be able to develop that innovation. You pitching to stakeholders who can provide those facilities, whether it's finance or resources, to help you innovate for your respective business. Then, of course, if you're reducing in sales, once again, you're probably pitching to get capital to either turn around your business, or if it's a business rescue situation, you're pitching to get stakeholders into your business to be able to assist you in rectifying some of those errors that you may have made or the direction that you're currently going. Of course, high level, as an entrepreneur, it's important to know what's currently happening from a growth rate perspective. So if there's no economic growth within your space, it ultimately means you're going to have to fight for the market share. And usually in the early stages, we like to use penetration, a strategy to get into the market, which is we discount the price. But then gradually as we go along the way, price might not necessarily be enough of a differentiator for you to keep your competitive position. Now, tailoring our respective presentations to the audience requires us to understand what our audience needs. So there'll be one side of the audience that you're pitching to, which is your customers. And in as much as you are trying to drive sales, the premise is not to just talk about your product and punt it. This is how great my product is. This is how amazing my service is. Of course, those words, great, amazing, wow, they're used by all of us as entrepreneurs. But in reality, when it comes to decision-making, there has to be something a bit more concrete, straight to the point that you're explaining to a customer in order to affect their purchasing decision. So from a customer perspective, when they're looking at our solution, they're looking at our solution relative to their problem. Does it really address my pain point? They look at the solution and then they ask, am I getting value for what I'm purchasing? So if you are predominantly or currently operating in a space where you're not necessarily innovating and there are a lot of competitors, chances are the customers that you are chasing and trying to close are already being serviced or getting a solution from your competitors. And therefore, when you're pitching to that customer, the key question then becomes, okay, you've got a product, you've got a solution or a service, but so what? What is it that it's contributing from my end for me to then change my purchasing decision? If I switch from competitor A and come to you to address the problem, am I getting efficiency? Am I getting quality? Am I getting affordability? What is it? And if you're going to drive any one of those key points, it's very important to know what that means for your industry. So if you're talking about quality, and for example, you farm beef, then is it A-grade beef that you're selling or retailing to customers? You also have capacity developers. So capacity developers can be organizations like incubators, accelerators that look to assist entrepreneurs to basically move their business from a particular stage to the next one. So it could be from ideas phase, going through to startup, or it could be assisting you from going to from startup into growth, or from growth to maturity and potentially exit or selling the business at a valuable price. The key things they'll be looking at is what type of business are you driving? What gaps are currently there? Are we able to assist you with those gaps? But equally as important, in as much as those organizations are there to help entrepreneurs, they get their funding from donors or corporates. And in receiving that funding, there are certain commitments that they make to that donor. So they could say, provide us with financing to help entrepreneurs fulfill the gaps. And in doing so, we will help or catalyze the employment of people. Hence why earlier on, for example, as I would have said, one of the key things they would have looked at is, does your company have employment potential? Now, resources are limited, and ultimately at the end of the day, capacity developers need to pick the right fit of companies to try and assist. And therefore, when you're pitching to them, there needs to be alignment. The last group I'll touch on is investors, as well as credit providers. I know within the ecosystem, financing, getting access to credit and funding is not very easy. And in the short, medium term, there are definitely areas that we need to patch and address those gaps. However, in pitching to these respective stakeholders, it's important to know what it is that they're looking out for. If we're looking at investors, the most common ones that are seen are venture capitalists or even angel investors. Sometimes people make the assumption that angel investors are a lot easier to present to, simply because there isn't that technical process that you have to go through either at NEF or IDC, etc. The reality is all investors want a return, whether it's a return on investment or looking at your internal rate of return. Now, when you're pitching to venture capitalists, it's also very important to make sure that those venture capitalists that you're pitching to are the right fit for what you're trying to raise in terms of resources. With credit providers, of course, they will look at your business plan, they'll listen to your pitch, etc. And your pitch can be amazing. But they need to ensure that the debt that they're going to advance to you is going to come back. So they'll assess things like risk, they'll assess your cash flow position at the point of applying. And I know we could argue about the fact that if I had cash, then I wouldn't go to the credit provider to go receive funding. But in all honesty, from their perspective, they need to ensure that they minimize bad debts. And in some cases, when you're looking at developmental funding institutions, so let's take IDC, CIFA, etc., you might go to them and say, I need to raise 100,000 Rand. They will ask, what is that 100,000 Rand for? It's to procure materials, to do the manufacturing, and then at the end of the value chain, eventually sell the product. Once it's sold, we will then repay you that initial debt together with the interest. They may go on to say, look, we're happy with your proposal, but what I've seen on the ground is some credit providers will not give you 100% of the debt that you need. So they'll say, we need you to put some sort of skin in the game. So they may say, we will provide you with 75% of what you need, which is the 75,000, on the condition that you can contribute 25,000 onto the table. That creates its own challenges, I understand. But when you go to present to them, you need to be aware that a conversation around security, collateral, or some sort of instrument to be able to protect the money they advance up to you might come up. Now, moving over from the audience to you. You have an objective when pitching to these respective stakeholders, and in doing so, there are key elements that you need to communicate. To your customers, here you're looking to sell your solution to them. It's very important to understand your target customer, and the more succinct or the more honed in to who my target customer is, the better it is for you to be able to pitch your solution to them. In the early stages, a lot of entrepreneurs say, but everybody's my customer because cash is king and they're looking at income. But when you're pursuing everybody, number one, you don't have the resources to be able to communicate and pursue everybody. And number two, I actually lost my train of thought. But in order to get the value, the volume of customers that you're actually pursuing, you need to really understand who they are. And say, for example, you've got a limited budget of 5,000 Rand. You need to then understand how do I then package that to then speak to that specific target customer. If you're going for government as a target customer, there are separations or subsegments underneath that. Are you pursuing municipalities? Are you pursuing state-owned enterprises? If it's the private sector, is it industrials you're pursuing? Is it financial services? If it's individual consumers, are they male? Are they female? Do they have an age demographic? Are they residing in a particular location? All those particular elements allow you to then put your communication straight to the point and speak to that specific customer. Equally, if not more important, what is your value proposition? Like I said in the previous slide, if I, as a customer, am to change my purchase decision, there needs to be a clear message around why it is that I need to move from competitor A to you. If we're pitching to capacity developers, the key objective we're trying to build is we're trying to build capacity. And here we would communicate the knowledge gaps that exist in our business. So a lot of us are in businesses or business areas that are different from what we originally studied. So we learned along the way and we've managed to achieve a level of success. However, to take it to the next level, there are certain knowledge gaps that we need to address. So we'd communicate these knowledge gaps. We'd communicate systems and processes that we need in order to scale properly, in order to address a bigger target market. And then, of course, there's the mentorship element. Lastly, when we're looking at raising capital or debt, on the equity side of the business, if we're looking at venture capitalists, of course, we need to be clear around what it is we're offering. So because we understand that venture capitalists are usually looking for high growth businesses with a large potential market size, are we able to communicate that to those respective stakeholders? Are they even the right stakeholders? So you might have a student housing building that you want to purchase. You want to construct and build. It costs you 50 million. If you go direct to the PIC, it might fall within the investment mandate to give you that financing or funding. However, if you then go to a venture capitalist who gets a lump sum from PIC to invest in businesses, in as much as the source of the funds is still PIC, the investment mandate might not match what you're currently offering. So it's also equally important to do your due diligence around which venture capitalists are around, what are the investment mandates, and what is the average term that they usually invest in the business. Am I willing to have an equity investor be involved in the strategic decisions of my business over the next 10 years? What is the exit strategy? But equally as important, how much equity am I actually open to giving them in my business? For credit providers or trying to raise debt, what kind of collateral do I have in place? What kind of security can I offer when presenting to these stakeholders to give them peace of mind? When putting together your strategic document, your business plan, one of the key elements you may have done is you may have put together a set of 5-year financial forecasts. Now, when you go access credit at the bank, they may only be interested in your 12-month cash flow projection. So starting off with where you are now, show us once we advance this 100,000 to you, what is actually going to happen to this money. The reason being, sometimes as entrepreneurs, we underestimate the amount of working capital that we actually need to get from stage A to B. And without that 12-month cash flow showing how we're going to spend that money, we may be halfway through that period only to realize that we actually need to raise even more money. Our financial position at that point in time might not be in a position where a creditor might be willing to advance us that credit. So let's structure the pitch using the pitching canvas. So the pitching canvas is a tool or a framework developed by David Beckett. The actual PDF document is available online if you'd like to utilize or download it or watch more videos. But in essence, it looks at these key elements. Firstly, you start off your presentation or pitch with a simple statement of what change you and your product are making in the world. You will then move to the pain or the problem that the customer has. You will talk about your product. In cases where you're able to do a product demo, you will do so. You will highlight what's unique, highlight what kind of customer traction you've managed to achieve to date, as well as the business model. So how do you make your money? Investment, how much money you're looking for, but equally as important to someone who's got a great idea and a great plan is who is the team that you've got in place to execute this particular strategy, idea, or vision. You will then end off your pitch with a call to action and an end statement, and you'll also communicate why you. So I'm going to go through those specific elements one by one. So the first one is a simple statement of what change you and your product are making in the world. I think the key aspect here is to highlight that within the first 20 to 30 seconds of your pitch, you want to get your audience attention. So instead of just getting on with salutations, good morning, everybody, how is everyone this morning, so on and so forth, start off with a big bang. The world, our product, our service, use voice, use tone, use volume. The body, the pain. What problem are you solving for your customers? Now, in this particular section, you'd also communicate how pervasive the problem is. Is it urgent? Is it consistent? What is the lifespan of this problem? You also want to communicate the market size that you have in terms of the solution that you're offering. Is there potential to address a local market, a regional market, a national market, or even an international market? You know, there's a saying that investors would prefer 10% of a larger market size than 90% of a smaller market size. Equally important is your idea validated? If you've done pre-incubation training before, one of the exercises you may have done is the experiment board. And the key element there is we've identified a target market. We know this is their problem. And then we go and engage those prospective clients in order to come up with a perfect solution in order to address that particular problem. So in terms of validating this idea, this business, the scalability that you're trying to move to, have you engaged prospective customers? What kind of quantitative data can you produce to be able to support what you're communicating? Once again, this goes back to pitches that have common words such as amazing, great, good, grow. That's qualitative, but you need to have quantitative statistics to be able to motivate the direction in which you're moving. You will then move to the product or service. How does it work and what does it do for customers? This goes back to the so what question. How does it really change the way the customer solves their problem? Are they able to do things faster, more cost-effective, happier? Are they safer? What is it? If able to do a live demo, for example, you've got an IT system or solution with a dashboard that you've created, are there screenshots that you can put as part of your presentation to show how the user interface works and that it's simple and easy to use for a potential customer? If you're manufacturing physical products, you may not have the perfect iteration of what it is that you're trying to sell. But is there a minimum viable product that you can present and say, This is where we are in the process. This is what we've managed to manufacture, and we're only about 70% of the way there. Along with this equity investment, debt I'm raising, gaps we're filling, whatever it is that you're pitching for, we are then able to address the balance of the 30% through A, B, and C. And then what is unique? What is unique about your solution? So here it could be technology, relationships, partnerships, etc. I find with a lot of SMEs, when it comes to what's unique, the common go-to differentiators are we're different because we're more affordable, or we're different because we have better quality. Now, if you're more affordable, what does that mean? Are you at 5% discount from the market, 10% discount from the market? But also as a differentiator, the pricing is effective as a penetration strategy to get into the market. But what it also means is you've got less profits to reinvest in the business or to channel to promotions. So how do you go about maintaining your market position? Another aspect to look at is if you're saying your differentiator is price and you're at a 5% discount from the market, what happens when your competitor goes to 6% discount from the market? Then you move to 10% discount from the market, they go to 11% discount from the market. It then becomes a battle of who's got economies of scale, who's got economies of scale. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Who's got economies of scale and efficiency to be able to then drop their price to a point where they can kick out the competitor? If it's quality, is it really quality, or is it the standard norm? Some companies will say, we've differentiated ourselves because we've got this and this accreditation. But you'll find that accreditation is a standard requirement within the industry. Another differentiator where people say, this is what makes my business unique, is using preferential procurement framework. So by saying, I'm a historically disadvantaged individual or business, I have a strategic advantage over a pre-established or a larger monopoly type of company. Whilst that may be true, you have to differentiate yourself even further, because you first differentiate yourself from the monopolies and established businesses. Then we've got a pool of just Black-owned businesses. And then you could argue, yes, but I'm Black woman-owned, and another person says youth-owned. Now, if you say I'm Black woman-owned, fine. It then eliminates another group of competitors. But within that pool of Black woman-owned companies, because you're all Black woman-owned, how do you then go further to differentiate yourself? Customer traction. Here you communicate your success so far, any pilot customers that you have, to be able to show, once again, quantitative statistics around how you've performed to date, any competition wins that show your credibility and how the market has embraced your solution. Business model, how do you go about generating your revenue? Is it a once-off fee, a monthly subscription, an annual membership? And how scalable is it? And are you able to maintain your price position? Investment, how much are you looking for? What are the next steps and milestones that you're looking to achieve? And the number of investors and the expectations that you have for them. So this applies more in an equity space. Ideally, you don't want to have a multitude of investors, because that just slows down the decision-making. You want to have one or two key investors who are there, adding value, preferably both on gaps, skills, systems and processes, networks, as well as the financing. Then, as I mentioned earlier, your team, what kind of experience and skills do they have? And does that collectively create the confidence that you'll be able to achieve the vision that you aspire towards? Are there any achievements that you've managed to achieve or receive as a team? You'd also highlight that. but also team dynamics and organizational culture are equally important. Then the closing. It's always important to end off strong with a call to action and end statement. You may have seen this predominantly on adverts where they may say, for stress-free insurance, call 086 insurance. But it's about not ending your presentation or pitch with just a, yeah, and that's it for my presentation. You need to have a strong call to action that gets the customer engaged enough to want to come and ask more questions, if not to procure your solution directly. And then you can also highlight why you, and the why you can show up in any part of your presentation. Common challenges are really around the question and answer session of your presentation, and here people get anxious. But considering the majority of you would have gone through business planning before, all you need to do is then just refer back to that strategic document. And once you've gone through it, you'll then realize you've got ample enough information to give you the confidence you need to answer questions. What is my company strategy? Where is it going? What am I offering to the market through products and services, and what makes it unique? What is currently happening in the market as well as my competitors? From a marketing perspective, how am I going to go about promoting my services or products? Capacity in delivering the solution. I've got a team behind me that's got the requisite skills and capacity in order to deliver. And then equally as important, the commercials. So people cannot run away from the numbers. It's important to understand your sales, your profitability, gross margin, your operating costs, as well as your net profit percentage. In terms of time, be well aware of the time allocation that you've been given by your respective stakeholder. This is just an indication to show you that a 1-minute conversation, pitch, presentation would consist of about 130 words, which would be 9 sentences. And for a pitch that's 5 minutes, that's about 650 words and roughly 45 sentences. So practice, practice, practice. Amplifiers are tools that you can use to then help your presentation and just amplify the way you're communicating your idea. There's nothing worse than just talking about your presentation like this because you're anxious and you just want to get through it, and I just can't. Use volume, use projection, use tone to be able to capture the audience and keep them engaged throughout the presentation. Ensure if you put together slides or any diagrams that they're simple, they've got limited text, limited numbers. So don't put decimals unless decimals are material to whatever you're selling. Make sure your font is consistent, make sure the size is consistent, and once again, practice, practice, practice. There are 5 companies shortlisted for the presentation tomorrow. I hope you can take some key elements and preparations for those presentations. And on that note, that brings my presentation to an end. Without further ado, let me then hand over to Phumuzo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Manda. That was very informative for SMEs who are pitching, especially our top 5 candidates. It might not be tomorrow that you're pitching. It might not be today that you're pitching, but definitely sometime in your life you are going to pitch. And these are good pointers for you to have. Manda, we do have a question here from Snethemba Mbeki. And she says, with the introductory part in the business overview, you touched how do you ensure that although that one is the shareholder, the director, or functioning under different banners within an organization, when pitching to a potential donor or funder, how do you drive the point that the overall organization management is intact, as that may be seen as a weakness, particular on the capacity of the company?
Okay, I think the simplest way to give confidence on that is to use systems and processes if you cannot point to the direct team. So if you cannot point to a direct team with the requisite skills and expertise that's going to give that shareholder or stakeholder confidence that you've got the capacity and the skills, then you can also highlight systems and processes that show that as the volume increases, you will still be able to deliver to the client.
Thank you very much, Manda. I think that's the only question that we have for you. And thank you very much for taking the time out to teach our SMEs on how to pitch and making sure that they are prepared, especially our top 5 candidates that will be pitching later on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our program for today. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you all for attending. Thank you to the panelists and everyone who was presenting today. Thank you for informative sessions that we can drive home and we can make sure that we keep in mind all that we have learned today. Tomorrow, we'll be starting at exactly 9 o'clock. We'll be using the same link. And please remember that when you join, we will be crossing over once again to the Google Masterclass at 10 o'clock. So see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, at 9 o'clock. Thank you very much and have a lovely day further.